know that he's had a remarkable season, but one of the things that he's done is he's basically not allowed people to get him down when they get close to him. As you look at this, 4 yards per rush after a defender closes within 1 yard. Look at this. I mean, it's basically like he's playing at a different speed than everyone else. You can get close,
well,
but you can't get him down. And listen, sometimes it's on designed runs. This was, you know, not necessarily designed to happen this way, but he's just been so effective anytime the ball's been in his hands. Then as a passer, he's got a 12-to-1 touchdown interception ratio with 3 or more seconds to throw. This is a all-out blitz. It's a zero blitz. The reason that he's able to hold it for 3.9 seconds is because he makes the defender miss and then makes the throw. And so people are blitzing him, you know, but not getting him down. And he's able to hold on to the football, buy a little bit more time, create some, you know, plays like he does there. I mean, that right there should have been a win for the Browns defense. You blitz the protection, you have a free runner defensive back in the backfield, quarterback should be down. In most cases, that's what happens. Instead, he's able to make a miss in a short area and then still be able to find a way to get the football off. I mean, it just kind of speaks to how incredible his year has been.
Running away with the MVP?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
it's just
close.
not even close.
Especially after what happened to the Seahawks yesterday.
Fair enough. On to another AFC contender, though. The Chiefs stifled the Bears on Sunday night, cruising to a 26-3 win, staying alive for a first-round bye, though they would need help. It was the second straight game the Chiefs did not allow an offensive touchdown, the first time they've done that since 2006. But what may be more important, or equally so, is that this defense has quietly turned into a lockdown unit. Kansas City struggled over the first 11 weeks, but has done a 180 since its bye in Week 12. Since then, the Chiefs lead the NFL in scoring defense, QBR, red zone defense, just among other categories. So I'll say this, Overreaction Monday, the Chiefs are the Ravens' biggest challengers in the AFC. Tim.
I'm going to say overreaction because I think it's still the Patriots. And like the Patriots' year has not been nearly as impressive. But the Patriots defended Lamar Jackson uniquely the last time they played him. And when you look at what they do, they're creative. They find ways. And then you look at the matchup when the Chiefs and the Ravens played each other. You know, you were looking at basically, you know, a fumble by Julian Edelman, which almost never happens, a offsides play on a field goal, which is very uncharacteristic of that team. And so, look, I think the Chiefs are a really good team. I mean, I said it before. I mean, I think the Chiefs, I think the Patriots, I think the Bills will be a tough out, you know, to go even going through Baltimore. But yeah, I just think New England has basically earned the right to even not having a great season, but you know, statistically,
they'll be number 2 though.
Yeah, I mean, they're.
You want to give them a trophy? You sound to me like a guy who wants to give somebody a trophy.
But
I
you
might give
know,
them a trophy. Yeah.
Listen, but how many times have we been here?
I might give them a dynasty trophy.
Yeah, they've earned the dynasty trophy, I think.
This is not an overreaction for me. I believe the Chiefs are the biggest challenger. I believe in order to beat the Baltimore Ravens, you're going to have to find a way to be dynamic on offense at some point. And I just don't see that from the New England Patriots. I believe when you see what they did against the Buffalo Bills, they can be good and they can find ways to move the ball, but you're going to need someone that's going to be able to match Lamar Jackson on the other side because your defense is going to give up some points. And now you also look at what this defense has become since moving Tyrann Mathieu to the slot, letting him play down near the box a little bit more. We've seen him more aggressive in the blitz. He would have 4 interceptions if one wasn't taken from him by penalty against the Denver Broncos. He almost comes down with one again last night. And so with this defense finding ways to keep people out of the end zone the last 2 games, this offense clicking at a very high level, I think when you get into a shootout or you get into a game that's a one-day matchup with the Baltimore Ravens, you're going to need this type of talent and also this type of continuity that you're starting to see in all phases of football. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to be a very difficult out for anyone in the AFC.
Yeah, it's not an overreaction. Listen, I'm going to cast my vote. I got to vote for this MVP thing.
Okay, well,
you're gonna vote for
You're not big enough for it.
It is Christmas week. Be nice, Mort. Be nice.
No, what I'm saying is I'm going to cast it for Lamar Jackson.
Yes, for sure.
But if I had to pick a quarterback to play in the playoffs, I'm going to pick Patrick Mahomes. And by the way, and he has some speed around him and all that. But the defense has improved. And Tyrann Mathieu, is actually in that defensive player of their conversation. I'm not sure I don't think he'll get it, but he's in the conversation. I think that Steve Spagnuolo has adapted to that talent. They've adapted to him. And, you know, Terrell Suggs isn't a bad late season pickup.
Ooh, that's a good one. No. You know what? I think, though, and you were saying that you think, you know, you got to outscore the Ravens. There's part of me that thinks, and look, I probably favor offense more than anything when I, you know, look at teams and think who's good and who's not. I actually just think you need a defense that can stop them from running the ball. I just think a defense stopping them from running the ball is the answer.
I mean,
because I don't know that you can score with them because they don't let your offense on the field.
But you go back to the first game, and it seemed the Patriots found something in the second half a little bit to make things a little difficult, but they were able to run the ball very early on in that game and also score inside the red zone, but defend the Patriots very well. And so I just think that when you look at that matchup, the Ravens seem to be by far and away the better team against them.
All right, the Chiefs are the only team to beat both the Ravens and the Patriots this year. Just throwing it out there.
It's just facts.
It's just facts. Just facts. I'm just stating the facts.
Who is the new man on the Minnesota Vikings?
I still don't know. I don't think anybody on our team knows. It's a complete mystery.
Somebody asked me, like, I wonder who she's talking about. And I'm like, what you talking about? Everybody's going to point the elbow at me, but I'm already taking it.
101 WIXX, I'm Otis Day, tweaking the truth and making Minnesota Vikings fans really upset. It's Lizzo, Truth Hurts on IXX.
Fresh photos with the bomb lighting. New man on the...
You drop in the beat, take the words out, but you leave a little bit of the end S in there. Just like you do a curse word. This is Green Bay. We're not playing a Vikings song, no.
I think they're just jelly. I think they're a little jealous of the fact that they don't have a song about them new man on the Green Bay Packers. It doesn't sound as good.
New man on the Minnesota Vikings.
Truth Hurts means something more exciting. Hey.
We'll see if the truth hurts tonight. Our Monday Night Football finale. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers can clinch the NFC North with a win over Kirk Cousins and the Vikings. A Minnesota win would force a tie atop the division. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Here is our Lisa Salters.
Hey, Wendy. Well, Green Bay's chances of getting a win and locking up the NFC North tonight could fall squarely on the shoulders of a guy named Aaron. Not Rodgers. The other Aaron, Packers running back Aaron Jones, whose 17 touchdowns this season are second most in the league behind 18 for the Panthers' Christian McCaffrey. Head coach Matt LaFleur told us he had been trying to manage Jones's touches in an effort to keep him healthy for a long postseason run, but he said now is definitely the time to start riding Jones a little bit more. With 3 more touchdowns, Jones would tie retired running back Amon Green at 20 for the most TDs in a single season in Packers history. Wendy?
Lisa, thank you. The Seahawks could be bringing back a blast from the past. Marshawn Lynch reportedly traveling to Seattle today to meet with Seahawks coach Pete Carroll. This because Chris Carson suffered a season-ending hip injury in Sunday's loss. Both Rashad Penny and C.J. Prosise also expected to miss the rest of the year. Lynch expected to take a physical and also, as Mort put it, jump through some other hoops. So hoop jumping on deck in Seattle will continue to follow it. Sunday standouts, and I got to tell you, this one was on Le'Veon in the mood for giving. After setting the record for NFL receptions, Thomas back in the community handing out Christmas presents and visiting with patients at Ochsner Health Hospital for Children. Well done.
I had a conversation
yeah, that's good.
with the owner of Rufino's. It's a restaurant in Louisiana that all the guys go to when they go to cover games. And he rolled with Michael Thomas, and he said, this is the type of kid I'd want to be my son. And I don't necessarily think you can get higher praise from a man who has kids of his own. And so that's the type of person that Michael Thomas is seen as in that community.
If you listen to Drew Brees, he says basically the same thing. And he likes him on the field, too.
Good guys doing good things. We don't hear enough about these stories. There are plenty of them. Each week, NFL teams will select a high school football coach of the week. ESPN will honor the Monday Night Football home team's coach this week. Congratulations, Lambert Brown, the coach from Wayzata High School in Plymouth, Minnesota.
They lost the other guy, C.J. Post.
Yeah, he's down. They clearly need some help, and they're looking in that direction. Pittsburgh not only lost to the Jets on Sunday, they also lost Mason Rudolph, a shoulder injury, the culprit there. Devlin Hodges will start Week 17 against the Ravens. Notable because they got to win that to have a shot at the postseason. The Ravens, by the way, will rest Lamar Jackson.
Right. And Devlin Hodges, Duck Hodges. Listen, when he threw 2 interceptions in the first half yesterday, he got benched. You know, here's a guy who's thrown 6 interceptions if you go back to the week before. And that's the one thing Mike Thomas said he can't have is him killing them. So, therefore, Mason Rudolph came in and played reasonably well. But he injured his shoulder, and he's likely out for this year, certainly out for this particular game, and that leaves him with back to Hodges.
Yep.
And then you've got Paxton Lynch, who was on the practice squad. Everybody remembers Paxton Lynch, the former first-round pick, who's kicked around the league a little bit.
And too soon to look back to Big Ben Mort for 2020?
Big Ben Roethlisberger. Listen, my understanding, he's not thrown. And you know, they announced he didn't have to have Tommy John surgery. Somebody told me he would have been better off if he had Tommy John surgery. There's more uncertainty with this particular tendon surgery that he had. So they're going into next year like a few other teams who may be looking for a quarterback. They need to see how he's recovering. And there's an interesting free agent class. As we know, some of them are older quarterbacks. We heard Ryan mention Phillip Rivers, and we know Eli Manning's going to be free, but Ryan Tannehill's going to be free. Teddy Bridgewater is going to be free as of right now with the New Orleans Saints. There's a bunch of good quarterbacks in the middle age bracket that also can be available. I think they're in the market. I think they'll draft one too.
Wow, we're going to see a lot of quarterback movement.
No first round pick for the Steelers, but they got Minka Fitzpatrick.
That's right, which I think they would do again.
Yes, they would.
This year, Defensive Player of the Year could come from a losing team. It would be the first time since '06. That was Jason Taylor with the Dolphins. So what's the case?